Try my boy. We need to organize our Pokemon cards. We got Pokemon cards here. We got them out there. This is getting a little ridiculous. We got Pokemon cards everywhere. We're gonna do that today. We're gonna organize. Well, at least I am.
Okay.
All right, YouTube, so I got some sleeves from Ray. YouTube, I am getting some stuff for card organization. We need some boxes and we need some sleeves. I'm gonna grab some of that stuff from good old Ray here so we can get to work on it when we get home. And here they are right there. They are different kinds. I'm going to show you what they are up close here in a second. And I am going to start working on the card organization because the card organization is something that needs to happen. We've been putting it off for a little while and we haven't had a lot of time. We're doing a lot of adventures and now we are going to work on card organization. So here we go. YouTube, I am back. Kai's still at school, but I did get some sleeves. Cards can be stored in all kinds of different sleeves. I like to use the Ultra Pro ones. We like to use the Ultra Pro ones, one, because they're readily available from Ray, our local card store, and he is a great guy. We like to help out the local card guy when we can because we want him to stay in business because we enjoy coming out to see him and getting our cards. There's two different types of sleeves that he has, and I assume probably some of the other people have different types of sleeves as well. And I wanted to kind of show you what the difference are because some people might be wondering why you would get different ones or why you wouldn't get different ones or what's the benefit of them, because when you go to the card store, you're looking at them all and you're kind of like, I don't really know what to get. Talk to your guy because they know really well what it is that you're looking for based off of what you ask. And they can point you in the right direction. But just in case the guys at your local card store aren't friendly or the guys at your local card store just don't really have that much knowledge or whatever, I'm going to help you out a little bit with what I use. Now, this isn't what everybody uses and isn't what necessarily you have to use, but this is what I use or what we use on KDM Adventures. There's a few different types. So we have these Ultra Pro, and these are traditional kind of top loaders, but they make two different types of top loaders. They make these kind of harder ones, and then they also make the ones I have in this box right here, which are ones I already have, and these are more of a softer kind of plasticky one that you know, just a little bit thicker than your traditional sleeve, and that's what that is right there. So these are this kind of top loaders that aren't as stiff, and they make it so that you can store more of them in a smaller area, I guess you could say, but they aren't necessarily what you were hoping for. So this is what it kind of looks like, a little bit closer look of it, and this one's called a Card Saver 1. It's fairly thin and it's very flexible, so it wouldn't provide too much protection to a card if you were to, say, bend it, or if it was sitting in a box kind of weird. It would still get bent, but it does provide a good amount of protection besides just having a card in its standard natural shape. Like this, you can easily bend this and mess this one up. And see how this card's kind of messed up anyways? It's kind of bent right there. I just use this card for an example, but you can just slide this card into here and store it right into there. You kind of squeeze the sides and store it in there like that. Now, I probably wouldn't store a card in there like that. I would take this card and put it into a base sleeve, which is what I got from Ray today. I got some of these base sleeves, and these are just kind of very standard thin sleeves. We used to call them the penny sleeves, but now they're 2 pennies because of inflation and they went up. There's 100 in this package here, and these are very plasticky, thin. They just hold your card for protection, like right after you buy it, or right after you open a pack. This is what it looks like right here compared to this top loader here. There it is, just a very, very thin piece of plastic that you put in there, and you put it in just like that. And then that kind of keeps it protected. Then I would put it in one of these. Now, if I was going to mail a card, I probably wouldn't use this one here. That probably wouldn't be the best thing to mail it in like that because it's very flexible and it could be ruined. A better idea to mail it would be one of these top loaders. Now, these top loaders are neat. And it looks like this is the packaging I got, and there's like a few of them here. There's 25 in this one here. And they hold, you know, your standard card that is not very thick. Now, if you have very thick cards, like some of the baseball cards you can get out there, they're called relic cards. They're very, very thick, and you probably wouldn't want to use these on it because they wouldn't fit inside very well. We got these top loaders. Now, these are a lot thicker and harder to bend. And this is something I might use if I was going to mail a card. I'd put it in this and then maybe some cardboard or something, and that should protect it pretty well. But before I put it in here, I would definitely use one of these sleeves again. And I would take my card, I'd put it in a sleeve like we did before, like that. It's in the sleeve. And then you can put it into this top loader here. Now this one, as you can see, it's quite a bit thicker than this one here. See how thick that one is compared to that? It's pretty thick. So we take our top loader and we kind of squeeze it open so that it kind of gets a little bit open like that. And then we slide our card into there like that. Now that is how I would probably keep most of my good cards, or cards that I, wanted to keep safe for a while. Obviously I wouldn't put it on a common like this one, but it is something that I would definitely use. I do use these occasionally, these versus these. You can kind of see the difference there. They're a lot thinner and these ones are a little bit more stiff. And then we also have this option, which is called a premium card sleeve. The main thing about buying these ones, these kind of thick ones, is you can fit them in the 9-pocket binder pages and they don't have trouble going in. That is the important part for me, because to get these guys in the 9-pocket pages is a little difficult. And I'll show you what I mean by that in just a second. But before I do that, I want to get these open and kind of show you what the difference is in these. They come in double packages and they kind of are a better sleeve, if you will. So they're thicker and you can't really see that. They still look pretty thin because you still want to be able to get the card in it nicely, versus these sleeves. And I'll show you what I mean by the difference here. So if I put this sleeve on top of this sleeve, you can see that it's just a hair smaller on the edge there and a hair smaller from top to bottom. See that? Which makes it easier to put a card in here into a pocket of a binder. This is a standard binder right here. This is what we have some of our cards in. Just a standard binder, one of these cheap ones that you can buy, but make sure it's a D-ring and you can buy it at Target or Office Depot or any office supply store. And we open this up and I got these little divider pages in here, and this is our battle style section. But when I find a card in here that I've put in a sleeve, which is usually gonna be a hollow or a rare card or something like that. So here you go. Here's a perfect example right here. You see that? That's Tapu Bulu right there. You see how it's in there? It looks all wavy and it's like kind of all crinkled up there. That is a problem that I've been having, and I don't like the way that looks. So what I was hoping is, when I talked to Ray, he said that if you get that, you want to get the premium sleeves. So I'm going to pull this card out of here. And we're going to show you. This is what it looks like now. It's kind of all wrinkled and the edges are not in great shape. The card is absolutely fine. It still protects the card just fine, as you can tell. But the sleeve is just in a horrible shape. It's very wrinkly and it just doesn't look good inside of here. So I'm going to trade this one out for a premium card sleeve. And that's all I'm doing. I'm just using the premium card sleeve versus the regular Ultra Pro sleeve. And like I said, there's nothing wrong with the regular Ultra Pro sleeves. They're just a little bit more difficult to put your cards in when you're putting them in 9-pocket binders. But if you're just storing them in a box, they're great. Save the money. Don't bother with paying more for just storing them in a box. I'm going to put my card back in here. And it fits right in there nicely. And now we're going to slide it right into the binder page. And boom, look at that. See how it's not all like wrinkly and how nice that looks now? That is why I got them. That is why I decided to go with the premium card sleeves instead of the regular card sleeves. And I'll show you the fitment of this card in here. It's a lot tighter around the edges on the premium sleeves versus these guys here. These ones are made by Card Guard. And these are a lot thicker of a plastic. You can definitely feel how much thicker they are. You can also see that they're significantly smaller too. See how small they are compared to that one? And see how much they kind of have this like thicker gauge plastic to them too when you open them up. It's hard to tell in the camera, but these are definitely a thicker card. And these are made by Card Guard. And these are made by Ultra Pro, which is important, and I'll show you why. I've got my binder here, and I'm going to open this up, and I'm going to show you. So right here, there's a Blastoise, and you see him inside there, and he takes up all the space. I'm going to pull this out really quick. When I put this inside of here, it's very tight top to bottom, and you have to kind of wiggle it back and forth, shimmy it in there, and it gets stuck sometimes. That is one of the standard Ultra Pro card sleeves. Now, I'm going to put it into one of the premium cards, and I'm going to show you how much easier it is to get it in. And just in case that isn't easy to see on the camera, I'm going to show you with two others as well. These kind of card guard binders that have the pages kind of stuck inside of them, they are a little bit different than the regular 9-pocket pages. So I'm going to pull Blastoise out and get rid of this bigger sleeve. And I'm going to put it in one of these premium sleeves that I just pulled out of this premium package. And I'm going to stick my card in here like this. And then I'm going to put it inside of here. And you'll see that it just slides in just a little bit easier. Just like that. Because it's just a hair smaller. And there it is right there. And it doesn't bubble up and it stays flat. Now, these sleeves in these Ultra Pro regular ones, they also work just fine to put in there. I had it in there. It just takes a little bit more effort to get it in. These ones cost $2.50. And these ones cost $2. These are $2. These are $2.50. They both come with 100 inside. So it might be worth your time to just pay a little extra and get these 100 sleeves. Now, I got these card guard ones, which are even thicker, from, I want to say, Target. And they have a really heavy duty feel to them as opposed to either of these. So you may want to go with these if you can get these locally at your Target, and that's easier for you. And I'll show you the package on those when I get a new fresh pack, but for right now I don't have any, and they're kind of hard to find there too. They sell out of stuff all the time at Target, which is good, but also makes it difficult for us collectors to get some nice sleeves. I'm going to fold this one up and I'm going to get another binder so that way you guys can see what it looks like in 9-pocket page. Now, these card guard ones, these really thick ones, they fit even better because they have even a tighter fit. But it does make a little more effort to put the card in. You got to be a little more careful because they are a thicker gauge plastic. You can scratch up the edges when you get them in there. That's one thing you definitely got to worry about on those. And these ones that are the Ultra Pro Premiums, you can also scratch up the edges a little bit easier than you can when you got the big sleeves. So if you're storing them in a box, put them in the really cheap big sleeves. One thing you got to make sure about though when you do get sleeves is that they don't have any kind of acids or anything in them, and they say that on the package, so they don't dye the card or disfigure the card or warp the card or anything like that. They keep it nice and safe because that's what the whole thing is about. That's why you put them in sleeves, to keep them safe. And if the package or the card sleeve itself is going to ruin the card, what was the point of you doing all that? That's just a little video I wanted to put together for the channel so you guys can kind of see where we are with our card sorting project. It's been a long process. We are getting up to speed on it though, and we really want to be organized and sorted. It's just takes a while. And with all the adventures and stuff that we got going on, it takes a little bit longer. YouTube, the verdict is, at the time of the recording of this video, is it better to have these Ultra Pro Premium sleeves, the Ultra Pro regular sleeves, or these card guard sleeves? It really depends on what you're doing with them. I like to use these guys for just putting in the box and storing them for safekeeping long periods of time and not putting in a binder that looks like this with pages that look like that, or a binder that looks like this with pages that look like this. Then I would use probably these premium sleeves, unless it is a card that looks like this. Then you probably want to consider using some of these. And the reason that is because these are kind of the more valuable, more desirable, the more sought after ones that maybe need a little more protection than a standard, very basic penny sleeve can offer. Then it comes down to this, right? Which one is the best? Which one should you use? Well, it depends on your situation. If you're just going to store them in a box, I would use this penny sleeves, the very cheapest ones that you can get that, of course, are safe. And if you're going to use your binder, you may want to consider getting some of these sleeves. And if you're going to put a special card like this, then you may want to spend more and get some of these. Now, I couldn't say any one is better than the other. All I can say is that I use all of these. It makes sense to have all of these for me because I like to keep my cards organized and I like to keep them safe and protected. So whether you use a sleeve like this, or a sleeve like this, or even a sleeve like this, or maybe possibly a sleeve like this. It all depends on your application. And I think that for the best sleeve, it's just depending on the purpose that you're using it for. If you guys enjoyed this video, hit the like button. If you guys are enjoying the channel overall, hit that subscribe button. And hit that bell button down below so that way you know when a new video gets released. I hope this video helped you out in figuring out what all of these are good for. Because they all have their purpose, they all have their place, and I couldn't say that there is really one better than any of the rest as far as the review goes for all the things that their design purpose is for. I hope that it helped you out with understanding all the different types of sleeves and what they're used for. I hope you guys are enjoying what you enjoy doing. I hope you guys are having a great day, and I will see you guys a little bit later on the channel. And if you're enjoying the video, maybe click one of these and there might be something else that you're interested in.